are the Knicks. GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with.
Yeah, you don't expect Mikal Bridges to knock you out with a shot from that distance.
Got that one up quick.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Now here's Brunson. The kick out to Towns. That three off the mark.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Nice ball movement by Boston. To Porzingis. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
Well, he wants that one over again. I guarantee that. Nobody's even in the neighborhood. You know, altered shots don't show up on the official stat sheet, but as we saw there, he does a great job of doing that as well as collecting the rebound.
Towns wide open. And it's off from three-point range. Outside Holiday. Over in the corner, White. Pass to Tatum. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Yep, it counts.
And there's the frame being put to use by Tatum. He knows he's dangerous down low.
The kick out to Towns. And they recover it. And here's Brunson. Here's the three. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And for Porzingis, gosh, a dunk looks so easy.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here.
Well, somehow they kept possession of the ball after that poor pass. They should be very thankful that wasn't a turnover.
Here's Brunson. Pass to Towns. Misses from close range.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
And forget those threes, Cat. Get the easy ones.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. And New York making a change here. Boston trailing. And there's a whistle. That goes on Mikal Bridges. That's his first foul. Here's Brown. Scoreless thus far. To the paint. Here's Cornette.
And good defense from Towns. He's a big-time shot blocker, and that reputation can scare shooters.
Now that's two teammates who need to reintroduce themselves to one another, not on the same page.
Pass to Bridges. Here's McBride. Towns in the corner. On the wing. And he makes that one. Towns has got his second basket.
Wow, look at the release. Towns with a quick trigger.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Hart. So Boston going with almost an entire new group. The shot game clock separated by 4. White. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. The Celtics shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. Both shots good from the stripe.
Now you can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
Brown, good.
Few better athletes in the league than Jaylen Brown, and he stays in attack mode.
6 changes of the lead here.
Both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
As to Porzingis. Back to White. 3 seconds left. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
And both free throws good for White. And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. Long range from the inbound. What a play! Simply trains it in at the buzzer.
Ringing the bell. That's the way to close the quarter.
Well, you love it.
Knicks lead, 17-15.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for New York.
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
You want one, so it's the ball.
You've been a part of some great contending teams over the years, but what's it like being on a team at the bottom of the standings with not a lot of hope for the regular season?
Well, Kevin, no one likes losing, but it can certainly take a toll. But it can also allow you to play more freely when you know you're bad and you're not having to deal with the pressure of expectations.
Here's Anunoby. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Doesn't get much easier than that. Hart was licking his chops when he saw his man wide open.
Tatum's shot is off. The Knicks leading by 4. Bridges with it. Picked up by Brown. Bridges misses. Bridges with the steal. Out to Brunson. Towns down low. And the dunk by Towns.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was short, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. You have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Celtics can beat you in a number of ways. Point guard Jrue Holiday said we can play small and big. We have great bench players who come in and change the game at any time and could start on other teams. And we have a hunger. Kevin, they're going to be a problem for a long time.
Agreed. Yeah, they are stacked, DA, for sure.
And you watch Jason Tatum, year to year, he is a model of consistency. Across the board, the numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
Here's Hart. No scoring in this one. From 8. It's hauled in by Porzingis.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
Tatum no good. New York leading by 8. It's 2-on-1. And Anunoby slams it in.
And you can't afford to lose Anunoby in transition. As soon as he has a step on you, it's over.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist.
Fairly efficient from the three-point line. Holiday can punish you from the arc.
The kick out to Towns. Rebounded by the Celtics. And we've got a whistle. The refs are indicating it's a transition take foul. It's going to be a shot and the ball. The Celtics have been all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
And it's the attention to detail that sets Tatum apart from most players in our league.
Celtics trail by 6. And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. The wide open look here for Porzingis. And again, Boston with the triple.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
Tatum wide open, he fires one. And the Celtics hit again from deep. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Just a great job so far applying pressure defensively. The opposition is on their heels with the ball in their hand. Nightmares clamps thus far.
Anunoby left side. Stolen by Holiday. Here's Brown. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And so it's Hart who brings up the ball for the New York Knicks. They've led by as much as 10. And here's Brunson outside. A three-pointer's right on target. Brunson's got 6.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
Right side Tatum. Clock at 4. That one off the back iron and out. Bridges misses. Celtics trail by 3. High arcing shot. And it's Porzingis getting it to go. He's got 9.
Yeah, almost impossible to stop down low at 7-3. Porzingis over the top.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to return. Possession here. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over.
Number 2, Miles McBride.
Anunoby outside. Here's McBride. Here's Towns. And Towns throws it down.
And how about the game from Towns? The combination of that height and shooting, probably unmatched in the NBA.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
Yeah, everybody saw that one. That was pretty blatant there.
Here's Brown. Back to Tatum. Here comes Tatum. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Tatum's got the lead up to 2 now for the Celtics. And here's Brunson outside. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. It's the Celtics as they wrap up the second quarter with a tremendous 17-5 run. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. GA, as you know, Jalen Brunson is a second-generation NBA player.
Yeah, his dad, Rick Brunson, was an 11-year vet who also played overseas and eventually settled in as a coach in this league. So Jalen grew up in those NBA locker rooms. Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
Back to Porzingis. Pass to Tatum. Shoots over Anunoby. Tatum no good.
Well, he's a guy to count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
First personal foul. First team foul.
On the wing, Anunoby. No good on the triple.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. Jalen Brown has put it all together. He said, I'm figuring out my spots to be aggressive. That's in my DNA. But also showing how I've grown. Being a great screener, delivering passes on time and on target. That's important to being a great teammate. I'm focused on being a better basketball player. Kevin?
Yeah, and he's a smart one too, right, David? He is something else. Outstanding stuff, DA, as always. To the inside. Tatum. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Over to the wing. Brunson surveying the D. Tries again. Another shot. And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. The Knicks making a switch here. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Towns for 3. The rebound by the Celtics. This is his third trip to the free throw line.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And talking about the Knicks, GA, do you feel they took a step forward last season?
I do. I mean, losing in 7 in the conference semis with all the injuries they had, that really kind of set them back. They ended that game 7 with the Pacers missing 4 of their starting 5. So, no doubt, expectations will be high.
Brunson outside. Outside for Robinson. Top of the key. Hits the front of the rim and out. Celtics leading by 5. And he's going to get whistled for that foul. Gee, that was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Here's Porzingis. It's rebounded by Anunoby. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Knicks. To the middle. Here's Towns. And the dunk by Towns.
That's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference. Not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Here's Tatum. Oh, Tatum won't be denied.
And it's going to take more than that to stop Tatum. A wing who can score in so many different ways.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Porzingis can't hit. Knicks trailed by 5. New York shooting their first free throw of the game here.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Well, the lefty listed at 6'1", Jalen Brunson, is a bit of a different matchup. He's just so physical, and he can play on and off the ball. Here I call it funky.
Brown outside. Back to Holiday. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Holiday's got 5 points so far.
It's a smart offensive play right there. When Holiday sees that chance open up right there, he's all over.
Outside, Towns. Brunson outside. There's the pick. Over Holiday. New York, no good that time either. Boston leading by 6. Pass to Porzingis. Left side, Brown. From outside the arc. Knicks with the rebound. 2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
.34 seconds left in the third quarter. Now here's Porzingis. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one is on Towns.
Well, when Porzingis gets down on the inside, he's going to put a ton of pressure on the defense. You're not sure who you're going to guard him with.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Out left to the wing. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with this guy. And the Knicks making a change here. We've got 22 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Towns in the corner. Shot clock at 6. Brunson with a clean look. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Holiday with the 3. And so it's Boston heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside.
45.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Knicks trailed by 7. Down low. Here's Towns. Nice D from Porzingis.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And the coaching staff better alert their defense to Porzingis and how comfortable he is right now on offense.
Pass to Brunson. Back to Towns. Wide open look. That falls. Nice feed that time from Brunson. And that's 19 points for Karl Anthony Towns. And there's the 3-second call. This one
3 seconds.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Boston.
I'm in love with how they're moving the basketball all game long, and also their ability to move without the ball. That style just makes it so difficult to defend.
Back to Tatum. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. New York trailing. Inside. Here's Tucker. Rebound by Drew Holiday. Well, Greg, the Knicks have certainly brought hope back to the city of New York.
And it's been fun to watch. The fans are rallying behind this team, and it's not just because they're winning. It's the way they're winning. They play with heart and hustle.
And the foul called on OG Anunoby. That'll be his second foul of the game. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute play.
17 fouls.
Holiday surveying the floor. Tries again. Chalk up 2 there. Holiday's got the lead up to 10 now for Boston.
Now Drew aggressive there, right? You could see committing to that shot, looking more than happy to rise up and fire.
Brent, when you survey Jalen Brunson going from role player now to all-star, what a rise. What's been the key for him?
I just think it's confidence, Kevin. I mean, simple confidence. I don't think there's one point where Jalen Brunson didn't believe that, not that he was the best player on the court, but that he was going to be the best leader. And that has translated into him producing some massive scoring and assist nights for any team that he's played on. This guy is a winner.
Poked loose. Down low. Hart. To McBride. Pass to Brunson. Towns the screen. Shot clock at 5. Porzingis with the block. Brown with it. Outside, Porzingis wants to get it to Tatum and does. The kick out to Holiday. White looking around. Again, the miss by the Celtics. A 3 from Porzingis. It's rebounded by Towns.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Porzingis with the block. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Banked in off the glass. Porzingis has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead. Calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Celtics leading by 7. Back to Porzingis. Some nice ball movement here by the Celtics. And he comes up with the deuce.
Smart pass from Porzingis, just a better shot available.
Shoots the 3. Anunoby, no good.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him. And that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
Pass to White. Back to Brown. To the inside. The kick out to Tatum. Shot clock at 2. Shoots over Anunoby. Here's Porzingis. Makes that one fall. It's his 8th bucket in 15 shot attempts.
Well, Porzingis now playing with passion, engaged on the offensive glass.
1:11 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Towns. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
You know, the size, talent, and fearlessness of Towns is a lethal concoction, a prime-time player who poses many problems for the defense.
Drops in the tray.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Celtics.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Jason Tatum.
Well, a consistent intensity is what he brought to the floor here. He hit the glass hard, and he came up with a ton of rebounds.
Back to Hart. Pass to Brunson. Here's McBride. Brunson with it. Puts up a three. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. The three from Tatum. No good on that one. And it's Towns penetrating. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one.
To my beamer, ma, holler at Beanie Ma, see me, ma, rolling deeper than any man through Jenny's mind, through you city, back up the King's line with nice, shice, and they try when they produce and sell the same be twice, all over close to from broke to having broke, 'cause my price range is over, now I'm knocking like Jehovah, let me in, Bill Gates, let me in, spin, I got money to lend my friends, now we in. Candy beans, skin wood and tears, now I win, seeing through the pen, I make my ends, down, down, baby, your street in the rain, go, baby, ready to let it go, shimmy, shimmy, go, listen to it now, pass it to me now, down, down, baby, your street in the rain, go, baby, ready to let it go, shimmy, shimmy, go, listen to it now.
Welcome, sports fans.
Too obvious, okay, I like your confidence. Oh, that's what could come is okay, like Kalani's. Ride you like Kalani's, okay, here at the parties. Right here at the parties. You better start a whole fire, now I'm on fire, I need someone, I need Tyler, I need Ramoni, Rebecca, Serena, Selena, let's start a whole choir, I like the way that you get your own back, you don't need no one, help you inspire, But I'ma add to you, I'ma give you some best, I'ma add to you. We're on the avenue and I ain't never seen no one bad as you. Maybe I'm serious too, they can't disrespect you, I gladly. I don't play about mine, I don't care. I'm addicted to you and it's clear. I like the way your body is that too obvious? Okay, I like your confidence. Oh, that's what could come is okay. Like Kalani's, got you like Kalani's. Okay, here where the party is, right here where the party is. You better start a whole fire, now I'm on fire, I need someone, I need Tyler, I need Ramoni, Rebecca, Serena, Selena, let's start a whole choir, I like the way that you get your own back, you don't need no one, help you inspire, Baby, let's be a movie, how much really, know that I'm too.
Along with the all-star team of Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, I'm Brian Anderson. And it's the Grizzlies to start it out. Jackson, the screen. Here's Morant. By Tatum.
There's the length Tatum provides on the defensive side. He can change a game on that end.
Payne surveying the D. Pick by Aldama. Outside Morant. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Jackson. Blocked again!
Great play by Porzingis. Love seeing this. Zinger engaged on D.
Rim protection and shooting, so important. Jaren Jackson Jr. has both of those skills, Stan.
Yeah, and look, Brian, it's rare to find guys who can do both of those things. Shot blocker at the rim and stretch the defense at the other end. Guys like that are hard to come by.
He's been a defensive player of the year. Maybe we'll see him in the three-point contest one day. Now here's Morant. Down low. Jackson can't get it to go.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
And the basket by Aldama.
The first good move in a long chess match between these coaching staffs.
Yeah, now we get to see the counterplay. How you respond is half the battle out there.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. And so it's Holiday who brings up the ball for the Celtics. It's a three-point game. With the 7-footer, drained it for 2 points.
Check out Porzingis' energy. He's just relentless on both ends of the court.
Stan, you look at the Celtics, as high-powered as they come offensively.
No question, Brian. They can space the floor at every position, and any one of their starters is able to give you 20 on a given night.
Now here's Morant. Here's Jackson. That one falls. He's now 1 for 3.
And just a forceful play by Jackson, clearing the glass and muscling his way to his own shot.
They kick it out to Porzingis. Pass to Tatum. Oh, it's blocked by Jackson. And he gets it back. And it's Tatum missing. Kennard way outside. Good. And the setup by Morant. And an important part of every team's game. A look at the hustle stats for Memphis.
Wow, those early blocks are key. They are intimidating their opponents and making them hesitant.
Here's Morant. Following the bucket by Boston. Bane. Again, the Grizzlies. Good for 2 more.
He's a go-to guy for them because he's that consistent. Time and time again, he delivers.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Grizzlies. Great Marc Gasol last season retiring from basketball. He embraced the city of Memphis. He said, quote, "I think a player has to feel that it's their city and they have to fight for it. You play with a different mindset when you do that. To me, winning was the most important thing."
And they did a lot of winning, Allie. Kennard for 3.
That's his shot, and one I'm sure he wants back.
Tatum. Nice. Gets his second bucket. He's 2 for 4 now.
And watch how Tatum navigates the contact. Just one of the many go-to moves for him in the paint.
Here's Jackson. Kennard outside. Takes the 3. Boston pulls it in.
Just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Well, the defender's stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul. And coach, a perennial all-defense performer, Drew Holiday, fearsome at that end of the floor in particular.
Yeah, Brian, he's as good a defensive guard as there is. Great size and strength at the point guard spot. You combine that with his IQ and his competitive will, he is a problem on a nightly basis.
Here's Brown to the middle. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday.
That's just Jaylen Brown putting in the work in close.
Pass to Jackson. Puts it up. No good again that time.
That was a good look from the mid-range. He'd like to have that one back.
Aldama with it. It's stolen by Holiday. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Tatum. And they get it back. Outside Holiday. Fires from deep. Tatum's shot is good. Tatum's got 7 points.
Great rhythm to that shot. Tatum right off the pass.
Jackson down low. And the dunk by Jackson.
Plays like that, so easy for him.
Knocked loose. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Incredible. I mean, high energy in transition. Just beating the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. It's the Celtics. They're up by 3.
The Celtics, 17. The Grizzlies, 14.
Good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after this first quarter of play. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Celtics.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
And a slam dunk by Porzingis.
Even after that serious knee injury, Porzingis with the spring to flush it.
Boston leading by 5. And one thing you can say about the Memphis Grizzlies, they are disruptive defensively, Stan.
Yeah, Brian, they've been in the top 5 in the league in steals, blocks, turnovers forced over the last few years. And let's face it, they're aggressive offensively as well. This team attacks at both ends of the court.
Inside. Oh, look out! Porzingis!
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
Pass to Porzingis. Back to Holiday. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Late clock. The Celtics got to hurry here. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
They're simply not missing. Unreal.
Well, as a coach, this is when you enjoy what you're watching. Your team playing well and everything just flowing.
Pass to Brown. The rebound by Edey. Grizzlies trail by 12. Now here's Bane. He's covered by Holiday. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Holiday.
He was all over that pass. That's a cautionary tale.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
Jackson down low. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again. Here's Tatum. Tatum showing off the strength.
You're calling Tatum a capable scorer would be an understatement. He is an elite offensive talent.
Jackson gets the bucket.
Getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
Celtics lead by 12. All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. Tatum feeling it out a bit. Shoots over Morant. 5 to shoot. Oh, and it's Tatum finishing it off inside. All right, Coach, what are some qualities you're looking for in a lead guard?
Well, look, you want a guy that can make plays, that can control the game. When I first got into the league, people thought about point guards as traditional pass-first guys. But now it means more than that. You want a guy who can make plays, whether it's for himself or for his teammates.
Yeah, the way Tatum shares the ball really completes his package.
Pass to Kennard. From the arc. And so far in this one, 2 for 4.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
Oh, he packs it down.
That is incredible. Yeah, we know Brown loves some aerial theatrics, and he really went all out there.
Oh, my goodness. Jaren Jackson Jr., get that one trending, please.
And it's Ja Morant with the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
Substitution on the court.
To the inside. From 7. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call.
Grizzlies ball.
Timeout called. Memphis. One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great draft picks and great trades.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. it's Morant with the ball for Memphis. To the left side wing. For three. Wells misses. Celtics lead by 13. Three-pointer, Holiday. Gets the three to fall. Holiday's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
With balance and good rhythm, Holiday serves as an effective catch-and-shoot player.
.43 seconds left in the first half. Three-pointer, no good.
I can't believe he missed that three. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving it.
One of the faster players in the league, end to end. I mean, few people can run with Morant.
Here's Brown. Here's Porzingis. Plenty of space. Off target from the baseline.
Well, the defense just gave him that shot, and he wasn't able to convert. Very disappointing.
Out of bounds as Memphis keeps possession. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Kennard for three. Tatum pulls it in. Tatum on the drive. Banked it in off the glass. Tatum's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Celtics lead by 16. You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken, but that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
Brown with the steal. Tipped. Morant with it. Now guarded by Brown. He's all alone. Morant with the slam.
And that sequence was all Morant. Excellent work turning his defense into offense.
On the wing, Bane. Soft touch off the glass.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room in half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. Jackson can't get it to go. Celtics lead by 16. Here's Brown. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot two. It'll go on Luke Kennard.
And Brown doesn't mind getting roughed up on the way up. In fact, he embraces it.
And both free throws good for Brown. And you look at Jaylen Brown, Grant, not many wings have the strength he has.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown could dunk over a brick wall, and he could dunk through a brick wall too. It's just so hard to move him off his path when he's on his way to the rim.
Kennard can't get it to go.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
Here's Holiday. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. And Stan, the league questioning the use of load management. I know you've wondered if it could even hurt conditioning.
There's no question, Brian. Look, since the age of load management has come into the NBA, injuries are up, not down. I think players have been deconditioned, and that's even before you get into the need of guys playing together more to gain a rhythm and an on-court chemistry. You know, like actually playing basketball together.
A novel idea. There's Tatum with the three. They get the rebound. Porzingis. Let's go with a three. Tatum can't hit. Grizzlies trail by 18. Here's Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
I mean, big-time finish from Jackson. He is a force out there.
So it'll be two free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Recently, player health has been the big talking point around the Memphis Grizzlies stand.
Yeah, B.A., look, and it's really a shame to have such a talented, dynamic team have to deal with all those constant what-ifs and have their seasons so affected by things outside of their control. It's tough.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Offensive fans now on the court. Is your
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by in the third quarter. And that one drops.
Well, we've all had those as coaches. That's a no, 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 yes type of shot.
Yep, that one goes. Kennard's got 8.
Seen that play develop ahead of time. Hits his man in stride.
Back to Porzingis. That one's good. 7 for 10 now.
I like the unselfish approach from Brown there, willing to give it up to his open teammate.
And it's blocked. He keeps control of the ball. Outside Holiday. And here's Brown for 3. And it's Bane with the rebound.
Well, that's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
Fires the 3. Nice D from Tatum. Celtics lead by 14. Here's White. A quick shot there. It's off target. And it's Morant with the ball for Memphis. Pass to Wells. And stolen by Holiday. He goes up. And Holiday powers it home.
I mean, what an athletic play for Holiday. Showing up the defense with a jam.
Outside Morant, driving inside. Kicks it out to Kennard. Launches it. Porzingis grabs the board. And now we've got an intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
substitution on the court?
Left side Holiday. Pass to Porzingis. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
Standing at 7-3. We have never seen a player quite like Kristaps Porzingis. A fantastic shooter, a solid ball handler. What a talent.
Memphis making a switch here. Both free throws good from Porzingis. After 3 straight playoff appearances, the Grizzlies sadly missed the postseason in 2024, Grant.
You know, really by no fault of their own, B.A. Injuries ruined what fans were hoping would be a big year for them. You know, it just goes to show there's no safe bets in this league.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Porzingis. Outside Holiday. Tatum from long range. Memphis with a rebound. And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
Yeah, B.A., that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it.
Memphis calls timeout. Getting ready for Memphis.
Timeout.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Kennard. No good there, off the double clutch. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Boston out in front, up by 60.
The Grizzlies, 37.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Grizzlies trail by 16. There's the triple. Counted from distance.
Dynamic. I mean, every night Morant makes incredible plays, and that extends as well to his passing.
Pass to White. The baseline, Jay. Here's Porzingis. Okay, do it, KP.
I love whenever Porzingis hits the offensive boards. He has the height needed to hurt defenses in this regard.
Jackson gets the bucket.
Well, so many bigs excel from three-point range these days, and he's right up there with the best of them.
Here's White. Oh, through contact. White gets the finish.
Coming into the league, putting up points was no problem for Tatum, but now he's creating scoring opportunities for others.
Morant with it. Now guarded by White. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take two from the free throw line. And one thing that Morant has always been a lead at, finding a seam in a defense and getting to the rim, Grant.
Yeah, any crack allows him to get inside. And as good as anyone at splitting a double, which he sees a lot of. So once inside, he can finish with authority or kick it out to a shooter.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here, looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Over the break, I listened in on Joe Mazzulla's huddle. And they told their team, no easy threes. Let's guard that arc. Don't let anyone get an open look. With the lead, they want to close this one out with their perimeter defense. Let's see if they do, Brian.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. And he makes both free throws. And Stan, you got into coaching right after college. When did you know you wanted to be a coach?
Brian, that's easy. As soon as I figured out that I didn't have much of a future as a player, I knew I wanted to stay involved in the game. I wanted to coach.
To the wing on the left. From deep, Morant drains the triple. Morant's got 9 points now in the second half.
Yeah, Morant showing a bit of confidence knocking down that three.
Pass to Porzingis. Now Tatum. Shoots over Jackson. And the left side of the rim, it swirls in for him. Tatum's got 20 points.
And sometimes you forget how long Tatum is, and he's terrific at using this to his advantage inside. And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
Well, that's exactly what's needed when you're trying to turn things around.
Oh, Tatum takes the contact.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Back to Jackson. Beyond the arc. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Outside Holiday. Pass to Porzingis. 4-3. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday. Porzingis has got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, I love the answer from Porzingis. Don't sleep on his three-point shot. And they're ahead right now because they're working so hard on the glass.
Yeah, they're winning the possession battle, and that's often what decides games in the NBA.
Shot won't go. He's 9 for 13. Grizzlies trail by 13. It's stolen by Holiday. Now here's Porzingis. Goes up and lays it in. Nice and easy. Porzingis has got 23 points. Let's look at the energy stats. How the hustle game has been going for Boston.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
Outside, Brown.